Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have with us Myint. She is a CPA qualified finance broker and property developer, mental well-being advocate, and she blends timeless wisdom with modern science to teach accessible self-healing and stress relief. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you. How do I say your name, Kitch?
Yeah, you can call me Ajay.
Okay. Thanks, Ajay. Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming here. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show, Myint. Welcome to
Yes.
India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We will talk about Buddhist wisdom, we'll talk about science, and we'll talk about mental health, and we'll talk about much more. But before that, let's talk a bit about your journey, your background, so that the audience knows who they are listening to.
Yes, yes, yes. My name is Myint. I'm 50, I'm turning 53 in June. I have a husband and two children. Yeah, I run a couple of business, finance broking, property development, but my passion is to help others because I was mentally let down when I was young. So since 20 years old, I've been there to help others with my time, my energy, my connection, my skill, part time because I also work, study. But when I was 30, I become religious, and religion helped me um, recover. So, now I learn enough that I want to help other, you know, we all human being, but I want to help other able to live their life in happy, like balanced mental state, for that way, which is also has a science back evidence,
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to understand what is it that you are trying to tell the world with what you are doing. You are into property also, you are into mental health also. Help us understand from both these perspectives.
Yes, yes, yeah. As a human being, I think we only using a little bit of our brain, and you know we capable of a lot of things. We not just trying, okay? So we all only have 24 hours, right? But what with me, I am quite successful at everything I do because I only do the thing that interests me. Okay. I'm also a mother. When I am with my children, I'm a mother. I'm there for them 99%. I do everything for them. Yeah. So when I'm there, I'm 100% there. When I do my business, I'm 100% there. This is my passion. When I do this, I also have a registered charity in Australia. I'm 100% here. So being there, well, we still human. 100%. If I say 100%, we lying. Okay, our minds are everywhere. So whatever you do, if you're 99% there, you're capable of doing anything. A lot of things, and I rest when I rest. So when I sleep, I'm able to rest very well. I hardly ever dream. So I think if you focus, we're capable of doing a lot of things at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. If we focus, we are capable of doing a lot of things at the same time. So a lot of people are not able to do this. They are under a lot of stress, and you focus a lot on stress. Tell us about the way you would want us to know about stress. And you talk about self-managing the self stress relief practices, Buddha way. So help us understand from all these things, all yours.
Yes, yes, yes. So stress, how to deal with stress? I get to understand because my life wasn't comfortable since I was little. Yeah. I come from a third world country called Myanmar, but I wasn't poor. I had my parents, my family, but I one of like a lot of our relatives come and live with us. My mom's side of thing, and there was one single my auntie, my mom younger sister. She treated me like a servant. She lived in my parents' place, and nobody know. Everybody think I'm just following her. So I suffer since I was young. So how to release my stress when I was around 20, I help other, because I was let down. I can feel how other people are feeling. I can easily put myself into other people's shoe. So because I feel that, I try to be there for them. That helped me recover my own stress, because you you convert from being a victim to being a helper. That helped me recover. And when I was around 30, I become religious, and religion helped me. I think I put it in the way that this is a self-care. Okay, mental health is very gray area. Okay, a lot of even doctor, they don't want to touch this subject. Okay, because we are human being and life is complicated, and so, and mental is very gray area. So the only way we can actually, I believe, help is to help ourselves. The help are also usually expensive to see psychiatric. Religion is cheap. It doesn't cost to become religious, but a lot of people shy away from becoming a nun or something, a monk, right? So like, but psychiatry, etc., are expensive, and also it's a gray subject that nobody know too well about. Okay, and government are there to help, but I don't think governments promote their help enough. They have a helpline, but I don't think they promote enough. That's why I'm here to promote my help, because I've been there. I understand people who are suffering, they are confused. They don't know how to get help. So not enough help out there. So we got to help ourselves. In order to help ourselves, you got to face the reality. You got to realize that you have a problem. First, I come to realize that I have a problem first, and then speak to people, open up and tell them your issue. That will solve half of your problem, and the other half is, you have to take care of yourself, knowing that people are depressed, I think, because they think the bad thing happened to them, right? They can't do anything about it. Okay, so then come to realize that there's only good and bad thing in life. Yeah, so you think bad thing happened to you. Okay, but that bad thing, okay, example, someone leave you, someone die, there's maybe third world war or whatever, the gas issue, or flood, whatever, the earthquake, all the bad thing happen, they already happened. Okay, nothing you can do to undo it. Yeah, someone leave you, they already left you. So you dragging on about it keep you suffering. Just come to realize that those bad events already gone. Okay, but depressed people, they're looking for good things in life, but good thing, do they also last? Example, think about it, be realistic. Like the good food that you eat, good sex, good drugs, good drink, do they ever last? So you're looking for a good thing, they also don't last. Okay, and the most precious thing everybody have is their life. Even your life, it could go any moment. We could die any moment. We're looking for good stuff, but they also don't last. Okay, that's the Buddha way. Bad stuff also pass. You can't do nothing to undo it, right? So we just have to keep moving on. So these attachment are our limit. If you the less attached you are with things, you know if you open-minded, realistic, just look at yourself, then you'll be okay. Bad thing happen, what's next? Like people say, one door closed, the other door open. So just take it easy.
Absolutely. Take it easy. But then you are into, people are into different lines of work, a profession. You are also into property development. It
Yes.
has also got lots of stress. How do you
Yes.
manage that stress?
I leverage. I'm a lady, but I'm not control freak. I don't micromanage. I leverage other people's skill, other people's time. I don't mind sharing. I don't take all the profit. I use professional to manage part of this thing that, there's a lot of piece in the puzzle, right? I leverage as much as possible other people's skill, time, money. So I can do it. I can't do everything by myself. I realize that and I let go, I leverage, and I don't control every pieces. Otherwise, if you're very control free perfectionist, then you can't get anything done.
Absolutely. A lot of leaders are under a lot of stress nowadays. What would you like
Yes.
to tell them about the way you see things and how that can help them? Buddhist principles, Buddhist practices backed by science, something that they can understand that can make their life better.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, I see that, there's a monks, they were walking for peace in America. Have you seen? The group of monks walk for peace, and the audience, they're not Buddhists. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people in the world, they're not necessarily Buddhist, but they welcome Buddhism. They don't oppose, because that's why a lot of people follow that group of monks walking for peace. So yeah, Buddha way, I want. And I also run a couple of business. So I see how other business people, they how they experience their life. And I also know that some of the successful business people, they meditate. So they already aware of the Buddhism stuff. Okay. So what I do is, like, I don't meditate. I don't want to just sit down and breathe, watch my breathing for the sake of meditation. I want to understand why I have to do this. Okay. So I try to learn the strategy and just stick with it. That make most sense to me. So one man taught me this and I stay with it. Okay. So he just told me what Buddha teach him. It's like, nothing ever lasts. So if you run the business, you have a good day, bad day. Okay. Good day also pass. Bad day also pass. Today you lose 1 million. Okay. So what? I learn you learn lesson from the mistake. Your business have to go on. That's the only way you can, recover from that mistake. You can fix the thing. Maybe it's not even your mistake. Maybe something happened not under your control. So bad thing, just keep moving on. Good thing, you make a 1 million today. You can't just drag on about it. Okay. Because you probably have to pay 30% in tax. Tomorrow you still have to keep working. Okay. So good thing, we have to move on. Bad thing, well, you try to learn from it and moving on. So that's how I think business people can take this. So they keep going on. Otherwise, they limit themselves in the business too. I think most people realize that. They don't realize that it's also um aligned with Buddhist principle, but they do that. you know Good thing, a good day or bad day, they don't care. They keep you know moving on. So that align with Buddha teaching. We just keep moving on. And business people, they also good at balancing their life. Like people say, work life balance. They work and they also give 100% to their life, their family life. That's how they keep the family. Otherwise, those business people who don't do that, they divorce. But half of us are divorced everywhere in the world. So depression is not only like killing yourself. Divorce, workaholism, they all depression. So that's why I'm here to promote and this, and maybe this could help you a little bit.
Absolutely. So when you talk about these things in that part of the world, how do people understand it? Do they understand it, or they understand much more, in terms of science and medical interventions?
Okay. I've been on a lot of podcasts. The hosts are from America. So they're American, they're white, but they seem to understand. Yeah. They're very open minded. But I try to make it universal by saying, showing scientific evidence, but they seem to accept it. That's why people from all different backgrounds following those monks going for, peaceful work, right? Have you seen they everywhere, right? Yeah, yeah. Because we're just trying to do a good thing. It's not for our own good. I'm doing this as part of my charity. I have a registered charity in Australia, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit about your businesses, so that people who may want to connect with you, beyond this stress self relief, they can also connect with your business.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I used to be finance broker, but I'm still doing that, but I'm more jumping into property development, property flip. And so property development mean you simply buy land with old home, and you knock down old home, build new one and sell. Because I want to run it like a business, do a few at a time. I'm always needing investors. You can get loan from the bank, but you always need your own cash. And everybody got limited cash, right? And I want to run it like a business, so I always welcome investor. So if you believe me, I think everything you do, it all come down to your personality. So if you believe me, you want to do business with me, you welcome to reach me as well on my Facebook. Yeah, I'm usually on Facebook, so I'm giving you guys Facebook page. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind putting it on show note, please. Yeah.
Of course, we'll do that. There's so much to learn from you. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to connect with you. What is
Thank
the
you.
best way for that? Is it Facebook or something else that you would want to share? Any website, anything else that people can easily connect with, either for the stress part, mental well being, as well as the business part?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Facebook is the best. I understand everybody different. So I listen to you, what you have to say about your situation, and I try to help.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Ajay. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on the show. Thanks everybody for coming here, listening to us. We hope we help somebody. Thank you.